Today is March 13, 2024. So after yesterday's 66 point rally during the regular trading hours, we had a big strong push with a spike on the first period, and then we kept one time framing up until E period, where we broke the low of D, but then tested the half of the range, VWAP, and then big push again, took the highs, and then balanced the rest of the session up here at the 5240 level, and spent all the overnight session trading perfectly in balance around this area. So to me, this is still bullish. The previous high is up here at 52.57 and a quarter, looking at the H contract. And then yesterday we had a target of 52.86, where I expect some sellers to show up here. This is a fib extension, and this is also the top of a trend line. So I'm looking at that level, and I'm sure that everybody else is looking at that area as a target and also as a place to take profits. I took a long trade before the open when we got to this, because we were in such perfect balance. I took a short up here back to point of control, and then when we came back to this, the bottom of the range, I took another long. I had 3 contracts, took profit on 2, and now I have my stop up here to see if I can get the last one. But anyway, that's besides the point. The point is that we're balancing higher, and I expect another attempt to push higher, take the previous week's high, and then get to that 86 level. And in the case that we see some sellers and we break the overnight low, which is also a possibility, I'm looking for the first area is this 52.29, which is, you see the J period and the K period are very close here. So usually when you have a spot like this, you have stops here. So in the case we need some liquidity to move higher, I expect this area to be tested. And also, as I was saying in the note in the morning, on ranges like this, usually halfback becomes very an important key level. So if we get to 13 and a quarter, I'm gonna be looking for long setups, see if we bounce from here. But if we don't, then we're gonna start getting into the spike and then testing the previous week's high in the M contract, right, in the current contract, which that might be a little more, that might be more bearish, because that would mean that we are negating the whole move up. And even though this area would be support in my eyes, just taking the whole range back down, it's more bearish, and it might attract more sellers and then have us get to the targets that we couldn't get yesterday, which was the previous day's point of control at 51.78 and this 75 area. But for now, I think the bulls are still in control. NQ still lagging a little bit, but it was pretty strong yesterday too. Look at this range. You had a huge spike up, and then we had a 300 point range. But the scenario is very similar. Very similar. The point of control for NQ is at 18,400, so that's gonna be a magnet. But halfback is all the way down here at 18,330. And so that's a good spot to look for longs also. And as far as higher targets, it's really honestly I didn't even look at targets, because if we break the highs, I would just go and trail my stops and look at all those psychological levels at 18,600. 18,500 already, we already got there, but 18,600, and look at use pivots or some fibs for extensions. Actually, the high on the H contract is a 691 and a quarter. So 691 and a quarter would be a number to look at for an attempt to break the previous high on NQ. Crude oil has been it found a bid during the overnight session and got all the way to 79.45. Let me pull the chart here. Hold on one second. Where are you? So we were in the same range. Yesterday we attempted to break below, got to the bottom of the range, found a bid, back to the top of the range, then got rejected, and then again the same story, right? Back and forth throughout this range. These ranges are like amazing to trade. If you catch these moves, they're like really very nice. They trend really nicely, and so now we just opened and we're selling off a little bit. So I will be looking at this 79 low volume, and if it holds, then look for 80. If it doesn't, then move back to the point of control on the other side of the range. Just like basically we're just playing the range back and forth on oil. But so my line on the sand would be around here, 78.90. If that breaks, then look for a short into 78.50, and then eventually back to the other side of the range. The price of the point of control for oil, are you talking about, Don? Yeah, 78.50 is the 20-day point of control, and then we have the 90-day down here at 77.85. Oh, okay. I'll post the chart on the chat. All right, that's about it for today. As far as news, there is that's not about it. So I have a couple more things. So we have some crude oil inventories at 10:30. We have the 30-year bond auction at 1 p.m. So we're for sure gonna see some hedging flows right before, like starting an hour before, like around noon. So just be aware of that. And tomorrow we have some key numbers. We have PPI, initial jobless claims. So those are more market movers. And then the other thing that I wanted to mention is that we're still rolling over the contracts. I haven't checked the pace of the roll, but for today, maybe 1/3 of the volume is in the front month still so far. So keep an eye on that. And also the other thing that I wanted to mention is that what was the other thing that I wanted to mention? I completely forgot what was the other thing that I wanted to mention. Oh well. If I remember, I will make a note. But I'm posting the chart for oil on the Discord, and I think that's about it. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember what I was gonna say. All right. Anyway, have a good one. Rollover. See, yeah. Crude is rolling over as we speak to the next contract. So we have. And the front month right now is 106,000 contracts, and the back month is 63,000. So, I mean, we still have 7 days in this contract. I roll over when I see that the volume in the back month is higher than the previous month. So I keep an eye on the spread. So that's the way I do it. All right. I'm still trying to remember what I was going to say, but I can't remember. So I'm sure I will eventually. All right. Good luck.